right. Everybody, we are live. I got the bye for round one, so we're actually going to be watching the game between Zach and Kai. They were both all right with me watching their game, even though I'm playing in the tournament. And I'll be doing some commentary live here. They can't hear me. They don't see my video or anything, so we'll just be kind of a spectator on this one. And yeah, should be kind of fun. I think, and obviously not as fun to get the bye. I'd rather be playing and get to try out the deck that I built, but doing commentary and stuff can be fun too. So hopefully you guys enjoy that. So far it looks like we've just got Zach in here. I think Kai you probably heard a little bit earlier from the very start of the stream. Kai and Jay were in the middle of a conversation here, so you will be able to hear Zach and Kai. I might turn them down a little bit relative to my voice, but that way we'll be able to keep track of their woes, targets, and those kind of things. All right, there's Kai. I think he does have a. Yeah, there we go. We don't have to turn our heads the whole time. I suppose since we're here, I could. You can maybe kind of make out the scores there. You guys just want to pop in here quick and say that I'll be able to hear you, but you guys won't be able to hear me. I'll do some commentary and stuff in the background. But yeah, if you have any questions, probably still just get Derek, because since I'm playing in the tournament. So, all right. What was I doing? Oh yeah, I can keep track of the score. All right, right now we are at 0-0. All right. No cuts on either side. I believe Zach won the die roll. We got Zach over on the left and Kai is on the right. Got a Lost Souls from Zach, Lost Souls from Kai, and Prosperity from Kai as well. Matching playmats here. It's exciting. Ooh, what happened there? There we go. If I click off the Zoom thing, then it goes off the stream, but Kai going first, pitching Servants of the King. I believe that was the one that reveals Lost Souls, or reveals the top and then puts Lost Souls in play. Zach's got his cool Lost Soul tokens. Kai also with cool tokens. This is a token war going on here. So in case you're not aware, the way that the online tournaments work on Zoom here, we've got 1 hour to complete the games instead of 45 minutes. Alright. Looks like just kind of standard Daniel Babylonians from Kai here. The other thing about the online tournaments is that you either have to be very familiar with the card pool, or you just have to be patient with your opponents as you can remember what cards do. Another thing that some people do, if you have like another screen or another computer or something, you can have Lackey open, or just like the card search thing. Have that open and be able to look cards up. Face down artifact. Ooh. No Michael the Guardian. Michael Chief Prince here. Okay. Interesting. Oh no, did Kai draw his Daniel? He didn't exchange with Victorious Being. I assume Daniel is the only target for Victorious Being, and so if he drew it off of the one card there, that's... Oh, rough. Zach goes in with the Deceiver. Checking out his options here. I'm not sure what Zach's running, but he likes his black and gray, like black defenses with a lot of like the black-gray evil enhancements. So if that's where he's at, then that might be kind of tough for against Michael Chief Prince. So he'd be tossing the Scattered Sheep, the Stricken, Tenants Kill the Sun, that kind of stuff. Yeah. Yep, here's a Goliath. Kicking out Michael and Victorious Being, basically making Kai figure out if he's got something else. The funny thing is, though, that Daniel can come in here. If he did draw him, he can now present. Oh. Unless, yeah, I guess Goliath negates the draw, so Daniel would actually go back on top, assuming that's the card that Kai drew, which is actually very relevant here, I would imagine. Alright, it looks like Zach guessed correctly here. Shield trigger gets rid of the token. Interesting. Kai, yeah, sends off an early Son of God. Relatively early. I mean, he's taking out Lost Souls, and I think because he has Sheol out, that makes sense that he wants to kind of start limiting Lost Souls that are on the table if Zach does some more searching. Which, yeah, no, he can't use his darkness there to search, but that's actually probably better for him at this point because of Sheol, unless he's got a plan for that. Okay. So he has adapted the deck a little bit for adding some Greeks in there. Let's see, I should update the score here. There we go. Come on, Zach. It's a POC card. You should know what that does. Natural A-bomb. Didn't have to search for it or anything. Yeah, taking out Michael is pretty big there, I think, for Zach, if he is using a lot of those gray and black enhancements. Joshua's Covenant, showing that, yeah, he's got the Joshua offense going on here. We kind of get a little glimpse of his deck as he's searching through, because he's not being particularly careful, but... Captain here seems pretty good. If he doesn't have Joshua, then he can go Captain, Band of Victorious Being, and then he can negate Sheol with Captain, which is important, and then he can exchange Victorious Being for Joshua. Oh, he does have Joshua already. That's kind of a bummer. Getting the extra draw and basically getting rid of Victorious Being seems pretty good there. But I guess he can negate Siege Army then instead of Sheol. Oh, or he can just take Sheol. Or discard it, I guess, with Joshua's sword. I'm pretty interested in this matchup here. Did I not change the score? Oh, it's just far behind. Okay, there we go. I will be interested to see how Babylonians can handle Joshua, because I feel like they have pretty good matchup here. Alright, well, I guess since he had Josh as officiators, that was better than having Joshua in his deck so that he could equip right away. So, better than Victorious Being in that regard. Hey, and now Kai has the appropriate Hopper token. Like, if Kai has Bound Before Battle here, like, assuming, I guess Zach could definitely have some dominant interaction with all the drawing he's done, but if, oof, Kai doesn't have a block there. I was really hoping to see a punish there after not having a whole lot of offensive options there from Kai. And I'll get to see what Kai's got. Oh, he only had 2 cards in hand. Oh. Well, I guess that makes sense. Yeah, I think you take Conjurers here. I think just like Joshua doesn't really have much to stop him from taking stuff from reserve. Kind of needs to hit a Ancient of Days off the top here, I think. Try to catch up a little bit. If he is able to get his Michael back with like a Daniel's Prayer or something, that could also kind of get him back into the game a little bit. He wouldn't get to draw with Captain, but he would get to draw two with Caleb, draw one with Joshua's sword, and blow up, Fortress. So yeah, he could definitely do a lot of damage. Josh's Officiators could take something. So getting Captain back is gonna be kind of his, or Michael back. Or he could just blow Joshua up. Makes sense. CBP capture abilities, and then each upkeep opponent has to discard a card from hand or capture their hero. Or their human, sorry. I don't know how I feel about Babylon. I think it's just a little bit slow. Oh, interesting. So Daniel wasn't on top, because I'm pretty sure he didn't search or anything. So why didn't he exchange with Victorious Being? If he's using, oh, okay, he's using that Daniel, sure. Interesting. So he's using that Daniel with the Victorious Being. Who else does Victorious Being go to? Watchman? Maybe he drew the Watchman. And then he had the Watchman and Daniel's Guardian in his top three there. Feel like we're gonna get a Cassander choose Victorious Being here. If he didn't exchange last turn, then alright. Oh, okay. Interesting. Is Tenant's Guild the Sun, or is Temple Guard not CBP? Yeah. Yeah. Goliath would be kicked out here as well. interrupt the battle would work, but in order to stop tenants, you would have to move tenants from his hand, essentially. Yes, I believe so. I guess while we're at it, Goliath also should not be in battle right now because he negated the banned ability as well. If that changes anything. So much going on. Grumbled is negated by Goliath, or the draw at least is. So I guess you can still underdeck, but so if so interestingly, I'm still muted here. Okay, yeah, they can't hear me. Even if Kai, like, I think Zach is actually supposed to just let Faith Unbowed resolve there because it wasn't used by a Daniel hero, so he doesn't get to banish it to protect from Tenant's Kill the Sun. So I believe Tenant's Kill the Sun would have actually still been able to discard Victorious Being after the evil characters were withdrawn by Faith Unbowed. I'm not positive on that interaction. It's kind of weird and confusing, but I believe that is the case. Like, because Tenant's Kill the Sun isn't moving, then it still resolves even if there's no character in battle because it's in your hand. So in that case, and all of those would have been great for Kai to find against the Joshua deck. So anyway, yeah, it kind of worked out for Kai because then he could get rid of Tenants so that it doesn't get played in future turns by the same combo. But yeah. Alright, so in Zach's draw phase, he found Amazing Faith, used the star ability to play Wicked Lost Soul from Kai's deck. This is not looking too good for Kai here. Yeah, sort of a classic case of like, you know that you have the lost soul because you know exactly what your opponent has, but you still just have to, like he still put in Joshua's officiators just in case, like, if there's anything, even though there was nothing that Kai could do. But it's good to play it safe just in case. Like, I don't think you can fault someone for that. So alright, let's see. Zach is up to 2. Got a humble from Kai. That's kind of funny that Zach has the idol active for Babylon, so that he gets that trigger. Man, it'd be so nice if Kai had his way to get Michael back. I assume he has Daniel's prayer in the deck somewhere. I can't remember if we saw it when he's fanning through, but Daniel, negate wall, ban a Michael, ban a captain, and then Zach's offense. Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, it's kind of brutal. Seems reasonable. No evil enhancements left in Zach's deck. We got a Crowd's Choice, Force of the Rise, Glory, Grapes, Second Coming. So he's got Son of God and probably 3 woes in his hand. He's the Playing the times to come, Abednego. It's interesting. Curious what he's got planned there. Maybe I'm gonna say Meshach would be my guess, or maybe one of the generic ones like Eternal Believers to try to get him into battle for get Ancient of Days. Like, yeah, okay, no, that's not bad either. I mean, it's sounds kind of good anti-Goliath tech, which is kind of funny. You don't get to band or draw, or I guess actually in Kai's case he probably would because he's got Humble. But if Zach blocks with Goliath here, he kicks out them, and then Servants of the King can come in. I want to say Eternal Believers might have been better because then he could put Eternal Believers in, get Ancient of Days, and play it right away, which I think he kind of needs in order to get back into this game. Got a So, do have an interceder trigger here if Kai's got something to do with that. Oh, yeah, that's a good point. Yep, missed the distress there. Is that Ancient of Days there for Kai, maybe? Interesting. Yeah, actually, I don't know that. I don't think Kai actually plays Woes on Shrine there anyway. He can't. Yeah. So, saves Woes. Wow, that was actually pretty interesting. So because, yeah, that was a good play. So because Zach used Forces Arise last turn and activated A-Bomb on his artifact pile, then Joshua's Covenant was deactivated last turn. So now he can activate it in Book because otherwise he wouldn't have been able to deactivate it to activate book and then reactivate Joshua's Covenant on book. And now Joshua's Covenant cannot be negated, but Promised Land, he's going to be able to look at his hand. So he can just play Woes on Promised Land after he takes something. But the problem is that Zach is just going to be able to see his hand. That's the downside, but... It's interesting. I think... I'm not really sure why Zach wouldn't play Promised Land here to get the hand information. Like, yeah, he's got Woes, but you would rather know what else he has, I think. I suppose the fact that he's got Lord's Army makes a bit of a difference. Yeah, we kind of got a glimpse of Zach's hand, that he has Glory. And since he didn't use Prosperity, I assume that he has Second Coming already too. So Siege Army can negate that if there's a reason for Kai to need to do that, so that he can play 3 Woes. But oh well, never mind. There goes that idea. Yep, and there's thing is that Kai does have to draw another Lost Soul before Zach can actually win here, but yeah, so there's the Glory. No Grapes from Kai, unfortunately. That puts Zach at 4 with Son of God in hand, but no Lost Soul to rescue with it. Yeah, that's a bummer for Kai to draw into that, but I don't think there was really a chance for him. Kai was really pulling for you to have grapes after he played Glory there. I was like, oh, this would be so cool. But oh man, brutal. I was kind of surprised that you didn't play Promised Land, even though you knew that he had three woes there. Like I think getting the information. Oh, I see. Uh, wait. How do you activate endless treasures? Yeah, and endless treasures is not an idol, so it doesn't. You can't activate it with forces. Okay, good. I wasn't going crazy. No. Yeah, I mean, I think I think either way, uh, you recognize you didn't necessarily need to because Kai just wasn't able to catch up on card advantage uh, at any point. But you're right. Yeah, the other thing I was hoping for was like you play Promised Land and you reveal an Ancient of Days, and you're like, oh, well, now it doesn't even matter what I take. Just gonna replenish anyway. Yeah, I feel like Babylonians are one of the better matchups for Joshua, but yeah, I think you just weren't able to find the right cards. Oh, yeah, or yeah, when you did Michael Victorious Being, yeah, 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 because I was thinking like when you attacked, I was like, oh no, did he draw Daniel? And then you put the other Daniel down, and I was like, oh wait, like what is Victorious Being? Oh, maybe he drew the Watchman or something. Like I figured it was your draw one off of Victorious Being, and then it was just awkward because then you couldn't exchange. But uh, yeah, yep, yeah. Then I guess, well, yeah, I suppose Goliath probably still would have been a good block there on turn one, since you had Daniel the Apocalyptist instead of the Protect one. But I'm guessing Zach probably would not have gone to Goliath if it was the other Daniel there that you had been able to get with Victorious Being. But yeah, and then the other thing I was like having the A bomb when you did Zach to take out Michael, I feel like was pretty clutch because otherwise he can just bring in your whole offense. Yeah. All right. Well, thanks for letting me sit in and live stream here. Yeah, maybe I'll see if I can go catch the tail end of one of the other games or something. I don't know. I'll go check in with Derek. All right. Pretty good game there. It's a little lopsided from a card advantage perspective, and but it's still good. All right, let me see if we can. If we can hop in on one of the other games. Try to get permission from Derek here. He can check in with one of the other tables and see if they're cool with me hopping in. I think everybody was okay with me watching their game, but Kai and Zach were more vocal about being cool with it. So. Okay, looks like there's about a minute left before last round, so. See if we can get in on one of them. Might get the final round of one of the games here. Derek's gonna go in and call last round. He's gonna ask if they're all right with me jumping in, and we'll do that. If so. So I guess while we're here, I'll talk a little bit about the deck that I am playing. I'm going to be using a Gospel Posties deck. So it's kind of based around Jadua, having gold and clay. And so I've got some Disciples for the clay stuff, and just a little bit of Posties in there. And I don't know, maybe we'll see some impartial judgment here, but also have the Authority of Christ route that I can go, which I can actually play off of my Posties pre-block. If I do Battlecry or Fisa Boost, Battle Cry, then AOC off of Jadua if he's in battle. Alright, we're gonna go check out Jay and E-Man's game here. See where we're at. Looks like Jay is maybe at 4. Now we got Daniel Greeks. Jay's got some clay, Tubal Cane. So, oh yeah, we see that 3 nails over there. Nice. Wow. So it looks like 5-4 E-Man. Played Forces Arise, drew 1, and had Son of God off of there. It's like Gabriel must have done some work in this game. What was the score for you guys? 5-4, nice. Well, maybe this would have been a more exciting game to watch. Nice. That was pretty much exactly red zone coverage for the stream here, because I hopped in like right before you played the Forces Arise and drew into the Son of God. Alright, well, I guess I will head back to the room then. Go see how the last game turned out. I wonder if they timed out here. So yeah, anyways, I've got some posties, some gospel, and like some gospel gold too with Zacchaeus, and then Akeem technically is gospel, so Talitha Kum will be interesting. I've got a Lyud in reserve. So yeah, I'm kind of curious to see how it will shake out here. I'm hoping that the other game does not time out. At least not in Justin's favor. I'd rather play Luke than Justin. But yeah, I mean, if either Justin wins better than 5-4 or Luke wins, those would be my preference. Or if they tie and I just randomly get Luke. I don't mind playing Justin, but it's just, it's not as exciting. And we haven't played in an online local yet of like the 2. Has it only been 2? I think it's only been 2 that we've both played in this season. I think there have only been 2 so far, right? September and October, I think. So E-Man with his sleeves there. Those are so good. Alright. I think the last game's still going. But I think just to hold off, or we're gonna hold off on joining in and watching that one. I think they're either pretty close, or I don't know, maybe they didn't want me to join, so or Derek's just, I mean, they're in the middle of things and Derek didn't want to interrupt, and anyway is quite all right. Here we go. I guess I could show my deck a little bit here. It's all shuffled up, but you can see we got Peter's Ruble, Angel from the Sun, Herod's Temple instead of Zerubbabel's Temple, Temple Veil instead of 20 shekels. I don't know, we'll see if that pays off. I wanted to have a few evil fortresses because I got Thieves, so I've got Highwayman and Prince of the Air that can play Kingdoms and Den of Thieves, because Jaddua just cares about the number of your fortresses, not just evil fortresses. So do still have Book of the Law in here as well, Defender of the Saints to get to Jaddua, and then Ezra's in reserve. Good way to bounce Zerubbabel. We've got Possessing Spirit, so I've got Zacchaeus in the main deck and Simon in reserve, so we can get that cheese rescue that way. Going with OT Unity Lost Souls. Golgotha. I'm at 51 cards. The one thing that I'm not really sure about is, like, I literally just have, I think, 2 evil enhancements in the deck. Swine Stampede and Hypocrisy. And I'm still playing Wicked. I think that's the right play with Swine Stampede, but I don't know. It maybe would be better off being something a little more impactful. I don't know, maybe a blind to negate Crowd's Lost Souls or things like that. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I've got Faith of Gideon for some side battle shenanigans. Prince of the Air is kind of fun. Also, just with Thieves in general, side battles are good. So, I don't know. A lot of it's just kind of trying to get value on the defense without much enhancements, because we've got a lot of heroes, a lot of good enhancements. So, lots of things that we're going to be trying to pull off here, try to meld together. It'll be interesting to see if it all comes together. But we've got, like, so Prince with Faith of Gideon, we've got Prince with Plunders and Judas. So Plunders, Judas, Prince, prevent their next enhancement and then try to underdeck them. And then, of course, Judean Mediums to Prince as well. So we do have to be careful, though, with our Possessing Spirit and Prince. And then in reserve, got Eliud, Ezra, Simon, Feast of Booths, AOC, and Partial Judgment. So we're going to be kind of choosing between these. We do have New Covenant and Emmaus Road that can go get AOC from reserve, so we don't necessarily have to get it with, like, Book of the Law or something like that. We don't have Zerubbabel's Temple anymore, so it's a little bit harder to get the good cards out of reserve. But Book of the Law is still there. I don't have Jeshua in here. That might be a little surprising to people, but so yeah, we're not necessarily going to be able to draw the card that we top deck with Book of the Law right away. But like if I take Feast of Booths, I can, with Storehouse or something like that, I can top deck, Impartial Judgment or AOC with Book of the Law, and then play Feast of Booths to draw into it, play Battlecry on Zerubbabel, and then play AOC or Impartial Judgment. We had to switch off of Jordan Interrupted in favor of Battlecry because Jordan Interrupted only lets you play OT enhancements, so I wouldn't be able to play Authority of Christ off of that, but you need that intermediary thing because Feast of Booths only lets you play on your Rescuing Meek hero, and Battlecry AOC can't be played on Zerubbabel, of course, so you have to play Feast of Booths, get Battlecry from reserve, play an enhancement with Battlecry, which then you can play AOC on Jaddua. And then also Impartial Judgment. Once you've got like some of the meek disciples out and stuff, so Peter's pretty much always going to be meek. Matthew will eventually be meek. We've got Simon to be meek. You can grab Eliad from reserve, and then Zerubbabel will be meek. I think we've got enough to make Impartial Judgment worthwhile, and it'll really just kind of be depending on the situation, like which one do we actually want. And then Talitha Kum can band up to 5 gospel heroes, so you can bring in Eliud, you can bring in Akeem if you really feel like it. And then Zacchaeus, John, all that kind of stuff. And then Restless Spirit, Twice Afflicted in reserve for a second Swine Stampede use or a first Swine Stampede use if I don't have another character to play it on. Because you can do Swine Stampede to get Restless Spirit from reserve. But then that's why I had Golgotha in here as well. Golgotha was like the 51st card. Unfortunately, that does make Wicked a little bit worse, though, if that's the plan, because then Twice Afflicted is the first one, and that's going to be the one that's regardless of Protect. So if they're protecting Lost Souls, then you're kind of in trouble in that regard. You need to be able to play around that. It is kind of interesting if, like, I had the thought about, like, I wonder if, like, Nazareth would be worth it in this deck. It's another fortress, and you can set some things up, but I do a lot of searching like to get stuff in the reserve, so I didn't really want to do that. But Twice Afflicted being regardless of protect abilities would get through Nazareth, being able to search your discard pile and then play Swine Stampede. Seems kind of good, but I don't know, probably not worth it. I also think, you can do the similar thing with Wages. If you're playing Wages of Sin, you can play that as regardless of protect abilities through Nazareth to go get your Swine Stampede from deck or reserve. And then either add it to battle with Wages or just play it after you underdeck Wages. Or discard a hero in battle, I guess. But I did not include Wages in this deck, so. I'm guessing the other guy's timed out here. If I were to guess, it means that Justin was in the league because he's playing a big 100-card deck. And, but I don't know, maybe Luke was able to get enough of a head start and then Justin just wasn't able to catch up in time, but. Hey, and Luke. Yeah, I can hear Justin talking upstairs. So. Yep. I mean, I think he's more capable of it than I am, but. He's more able to project than I am, so that's good for like public speaking, that kind of thing. But I think the the frustration mostly comes out, and he'll admit it. It comes out usually when he's driving, and he's got the when people do dumb things on the road. But tell him to hurry up. I want to get playing. Plus, he's the one with the birthday party to get to. Okay. Well, I don't know about the no hunter card deck thing, but yeah. What was the score of their game? Oh, okay. He did pull it off, just took him a while. Alrighty, man. Yeah, technically E-Man's ahead of me. But yeah. You play Zach, Justin. You play Zach. Alright, we get to play against E-Man. And hey, buddy. Oop, that's not the right camera. Unless you want to just keep track of what's on my board in your head, I'll just tell you. Oh no. Pretty good. It's been, not a whole lot going on so far, so. I'm sure your day started earlier than mine, not just for time zone reasons, but for, yeah. All right. Sure, yeah. You want to just say odd or even? All right. Even it is. All right, let's see. 1 minute still. All right. All right, let's do it. Good luck, sir. Darkness, distressed, and wicked. Is that a meek Daniel soul I see there? All right. I will not use any star abilities either. Go ahead and use my darkness here. Let's go and get. It's getting tough. Let's go and get the Deceiver. Keep my options open. Sure. Yeah, what you got? The Interceder. Alright. I will. See, while in battle, you can reserve it to negate an evil card. Is that what it is? Okay. Well, let's do the Deceiver to the Highwayman. And I'm going to play. Thieves. Yep. Which one do I want to do here? Let's play Kingdoms. And then I'm going to ban 2 the Condemned Thief from my hand to take a look at your hand. There he is. Perplexing Vision, Faith Unbowed. Sure, yeah. Shattered and Scorched, you got a Woes. Oh boy. You got some enhancements to play. Alright. Let's see. Rescued from Lions. That's just. Oh, that's silver. Or that's white. Never mind. Shattered and Scorched can't negate. Condemn Thief. Let's just take Return to Fight. I think. Yeah. No, I think Return to Fight is good. That one seems fun. And I believe I'm at 10-9, so I believe it's your initiative here. Okay, so you get Return to Fight back. And then to get my Kingdoms trigger, I will attempt to underdeck the Interceder. Interrupt the battle would not work against Kingdoms because it's outside of battle. Sure, yep, that one works. $14.5. Oh yeah, it's got. Huh. Let's see, and you still got Faith and Bound. I will pass. Mm-hmm. Okay. Yep. I'll just kind of go through and point out the evil enhancements. Let me know if you want to stop on anything. I got a Hypocrisy. And I've got a Swine Stampede. Okay. No, yeah, yep. Alright, yep, they will die. You can have a darkness. Okay. Draw 3. Yep. Alright. Do I want to... Sure, yeah. I'll use the Star on Akeem just to take a peek at your reserve. 70 weeks, final act, thrown to the earth. Yeah, you're just gonna smashed opponent, antagonist, the depraved. Antiochus's army, the servants by the river, right? Okay, an idol of Peor and leaders for the Lord. Okay, cool. And then you can have a Hopper. I will put down Storehouse. And yeah, we could wait on that. Let's put down Akeem. And you've got that guy and that dominant. Okay. It's kind of annoying. I guess I will... Yeah, I will go to battle, if that's good with you. Alright, we'll do Angel from the Sun. And... yeah, I think we get at least 3 off of this, which isn't too bad. So Matthew will convert to Meek. Yep, just 3. If I didn't put Storehouse down. Oh, I see. Well. Alright, we'll draw 3. We got a Lost Souls. I'll go ahead and create a token for you. And that is my rescue. Mm-hmm. Right, yeah, but my deck's protected, so I cannot. Right. Yep. Okay. I will. Yeah. Okay. I'll play Spirit as a Dove. Take a good NT card from my deck. We'll take the Ascension. And still my initiative. Okay, let's do... Play the Ascension, ban any number of NT heroes. We're gonna do 4. So I guess, let's see, he has to go last. Yeah. So we'll do Peter, convert him to Meek, grab a Herod's Temple. And then we'll do John. I will reveal Ride on victoriously to toss the next and draw 2. Then Zacchaeus will reserve Alexander. And then Angel of the Winds. Exchange to my deck for Jadua. Check decks and reserves from opponent. I will draw 2. And sure, I'll banish your Return to Fight and your Shattered and Scorched from your discard pile. Alright, that is my attack. Or that's it for, yeah, my abilities. Sweet. Is that the token or the hopper? I guess just to... Okay. What's that? Well, Hopper's Old Testament. Just keep them all meek is probably beneficial for you, but yeah. Okay. I will put down Angel from the Sun. Don't think I played. Yeah, I didn't play Territory class in Territory, so I'll play the Emmaus Road. And let's go and get Let's see, I've got 7 and 8. Yeah, I'll grab teaching and parables. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I will pass turn. Or it's good, right? Yeah. But okay. Yeah, yeah. Yep. You. Oh. Ooh, fancy foil one. Now it is up to 2 times, so you don't have to repeat it if you don't want to. Alright, solid +6 there. Seems good. Yep. My heroes? No, just the gospel ones, so everybody but Jadua and Angel from the Sun are protected. Okay. Akeem is protected, though. Yep. Yeah, we switched temples for posties now. We're on Herod's temple for. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Seems good. Okay, so you are protected from, or your good cards and all neutral cards are protected from evil cards. Is that right? Okay. What if I played on Snaring Spirit? All right. Wait, does this say good cards or your heroes? Oh, interesting. Okay. Hmm. That is. Well, is that worth it? Um. I am going to. Yeah, I'm going to block with Prince. I'm going to draw 2. And I will underdeck Prince and the Goat with Horn. And then I will... I think I'm going to give you Distressed. Okay. Draw 3. Alright, no souls. Upkeep, we'll use Storehouse. I will take... take Feast of Booths from my reserve. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 in hand. Okay. My prep phase, I will put down Golgotha. Go to my reserve for Restless Spirit. And let's do... Blade Teaching in Parables. I'm gonna negate your Kingdom of the Divine this turn. And see what you got. Prayer, Destroyers, Trampled, Perplexing. Okay, let's reserve the Adjourn. And then I will put Lost Souls in Golgotha. Figured just in case. Probably not worth it though, but here we are. Okay, and then I will put down Defender of the Saints. And oh, the camera's freaking out. Yeah, or the the other camera, the one that's the one that's facing the people or facing my face. Huh, weird. Maybe if I do this, I do that. Alright, just one other troubleshooting step. I'll try that. Okay, I think it's back. And I just got rid of my other screen. Sad. Okay, are you good to go before I go to battle? Alright. I will... There we go. I think we're good, maybe. Okay, I will attack with... actually, do I want to put that down first? Yeah, I guess I might as well. I'm going to put down Possessing Spirit. We're going to place it on your Wall of Protection. And then put down Restless Spirit. Give Possessing Spirit some protection. Okay, and then I will go to battle. Attack with Defender of the Saints. Exchange to my reserve for Ezra. He's gonna bounce. Bounce Zacchaeus. Well, yeah. No, I don't want to bounce anybody. Alright, no bounce. He'll just ban to Zerubbabel. Convert to Meek. Draw 2. Got a Covet, which I will go ahead and use. Since Kingdom is negated. You have a... are they all Meek Daniel Lost Souls? Okay. Let's see, oh, well, we don't want that one. No. I think I like that one. What's the other? You have the one that like protects except by a prophet or something like that. Or oh yeah, Contempt. Let's do the idol one. That seems fun. We'll make that in a second here. Then I'm gonna ban to Jadua. He's going to draw 2. It's going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Can I see your discard pile real quick? Gonna go ahead and banish both of those. And then we will be doing the old awesome things to play Feast of Booths on Zerubbabel. I will banish these 3 evil cards from my discard pile. Well, actually, just those. Do I have 3? Yeah. We'll do those 3. I don't think I have a way to get Condemned Thief back, or do I? I don't know. Yeah, we'll just do those 2. Hypocrisy and Highwayman being banished to draw 2. If I can. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yep. Draw 2. Got a Prosperity. Prosperity will discard. Discard Untouchable to draw 2. And then I will play Impartial Judgment from reserve on Zerubbabel to negate Realm of Greece and make you discard 3 evil cards from hand. Hey, look, 3 evil cards. And then I will make a token with Lost Souls. And okay, did you give me Covet or one of the tokens? Okay. Alright, that puts me at 2. Put down 3 artifacts. And put down plunderers. And yeah, we'll go ahead and play Son of God and rescue one of the tokens. It puts me at 3. Okay, I'm at 8 cards, so I will pass turn. No, he's not. Protect your other orange gospel cards and territories and evil NT fortresses and set aside area from good cards. If blocking, you may take an NT orange card from reserve. Yep. Sure. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You will fail to find. There are no evil enhancements in my deck. All right. Okay. I will ask for dominant initiative. I will play an evil crowd's choice to grab Prince. And then I'll go to block. Let's do Judean mediums. And 2 prints. With prints, I will draw 2. And we get to underdeck up to 3 cards. Let's do Daniel, Gabriel, and Eternal Believers. And then I would like to play another dominant. We'll play Falling Away to convert Abednego to brown. Yep. 3, humble. No stars, upkeep, storehouse. We'll take battle cry. And prep phase, we'll put down Den of Thieves. Put Plunderers over in Den. And I will activate Temple Veil on Herod's Temple to take a look at your hand. Found a leopard, and that's it. I could draw some cards though. Okay. And then I will I'll just deactivate Temple Veil. And then let's do yeah, that should work. Okay. Yeah, I'll just activate Book of the Law to bounce Zerubbabel. And then I will go to battle if that's good with you. Okay, we'll do yeah, we'll do Ezra. We'll bounce Abednego. Ban to Zerubbabel. Convert him to Meek to draw 2. Ban to Jadua. Protect decks and reserves from opponent. That's it. Good game, yep. It was literally the bottom card, so I had to draw 2 instead of just doing like Zacchaeus to Possessing Spirit. Yeah. Yeah, it was definitely pretty light on evil enhancements in this deck, but it was yeah. I mean, I figured like it was kind of rough that you had so many enhancements, but I figured if I take the Return to Fight, then at least you have to burn the woes in order to in order to get the value with Return to Fight. It's like Faith Unbowed, I was like, oh, that's not too bad if he just reserve or withdraws my dudes. But I don't know, maybe I shouldn't have triggered Kingdoms that you didn't play Scattered and Scorched, but I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, because having Daniel to negate my Swine Stampede, and then also a Bendigo to protect Lost Souls is, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't have any other enhancements, and I thought about, like, oh, maybe I should do Den of Thieves, so that way if you have something that I can play, then I'd be able to use it off of, uh, yeah, Den of Thieves. But yeah, I don't know. I figured if you had like an Angel of the Lord or yeah, Glory or something like that, then I would rather have Kingdoms. Yeah, it's I think definitely a good reserve inclusion because of the 100 card matchups. Oh, sure. Yeah. Yeah. And I plan to keep it that way. Yeah, it was good. I was I was a little bit worried about the Daniel matchup because I didn't have very many enhancements that would actually get around the protection on Daniel and like other things. Like that's like I kept Wicked in here with only 2 evil enhancements pretty much just because of that. But you were playing the right, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Meshach to protect and Gabriel to pick apart. Yeah, that makes sense. Yep, sounds good. All right. Let's see. I'll come back here. They're having a good conversation, but it's not really relevant to the tournament, so I, want to give them a little bit of privacy here. Yeah, we had a pretty good game against E-Man there. I think the deck kind of did what it was supposed to do. The whole the math worked out well. Where teaching him parables to take out one card, and then he had 3 evil cards left for Impartial Judgment was pretty good. If he had one more evil card, that might have been tricky, because then I would have had to figure out a way to like get John to be meek or something like that. So yeah, that was good there. But I mean, we did some work the turn before, kind of making sure we knew what his hand looked like, and so yeah, we'll see. I think we're just doing one more round, so probably have to just play the winner of Justin and Zach, assuming one of them actually wins. I guess technically I could play the winner, or I could play Jay if he wins his game. Or no, because Jay lost in round 1. So I could play... Who was the other undefeated person? The other person who won in round 1. No, it was E-Man. Okay, so yeah. So because I won, then yeah, it's just going to be either Justin or Zach. If they time out, then maybe it goes to someone else. Of course, looks like we're just waiting on Justin and Zach here, naturally. I think they tied in the last online tournament. So, like, Zach actually has a pretty good matchup against the 100-card deck, I think. I mean, like, he might have a tough time getting around the defense, but his defense is actually pretty good for a smaller deck, because he has those like 3 repeatable blocks between Forces Arise, Temple Guard, Goliath, Tenants, and Woman of Thebes. So he might be able to hold Justin off for a while until Justin can kind of find an answer for each of those, but that will take time. And then I saw that Zach was playing the Rahab, the Promised, which means that like Scarlet Line can come back, and he can use that over and over again to still like have some fuel for every attack. But I think like if Justin has a decent defensive draw, he could probably play around Promised Land easily enough that the Joshua deck just wouldn't have enough fuel to get through. So that's why I would expect a timeout from the 2 of them, and that's probably why they timeout tied last tournament. And we'll see how it comes out or turns out this game this time around. I do wonder, just kind of thinking about like what other like defense swaps I could do in here. Like I think these are good, but like do I want like an ambush in reserve or something like that, just to have at least one more evil enhancement option that I could get with Den of Thieves? But I don't know, like I feel like both Den of Thieves and Wicked seem a little awkward with the defense that I have. But I guess the Den of Thieves is still nice with like Condemned Thief to take stuff from my opponent and then use it against them. So I think that's worth it. And of course the dominant interaction, like that's part of why I want both Kingdoms and Den of Thieves in here, is just to like be able to really punish dominance a little more. So yeah, I think that's the right play over like Sheol was the other one I was considering. Gates is also up there. Like all of them are decent. Could maybe squeeze one of them in reserve and then Wages in deck somewhere. I don't know. It's already kind of tight. I would probably have to cut the Restless Spirit and probably cut Restless Spirit, Golgotha, and Twice Afflicted. Put Wages in the deck, and then maybe Swine Stampede goes into reserve. But then again, it's like the same thing with Wicked, where like I play Wages, and then Wicked doesn't work. It only makes my Wages, regardless of Protect, and not Swine Stampede. But I mean, Wages could, I could play it outside of battle to go get Swine Stampede, but my territory class enhancements are already pretty taxed, so like it's gonna be tough to get those. The other thing though is that Den of Thieves can grab Swine Stampede from reserve, which is kind of nice. So if I block with a Lone Thief, it's still an anti-crimson card that I could get. So, Yep, we are back. E-Man took it easy on me. No. Yep. Manuel, you can't confuse Derek like that, he's... How did Luke and Kai's... Or no, Luke had the bye. Wait. Yeah. What'd you have for lunch? Ooh. That does sound pretty good. Alright, so now Kai, how did your game go? Okay. Sure. Yeah, good. He had to send me one of his foil Michaels. Right, yeah. Well, Ancient of Days is the one I have now. I need a Michael and a Prince. And an Abishai. And a Captain. Got some catching up to do. Yeah, I suppose you only need one Ancient of Days for that. But you need two Michaels, so... Did they tie again? Wow. Yeah. All right. The streak continues. Me not having to play Justin in online locals. With fewer than 8 players. Yeah. I have to imagine that Justin like had a very even draw of like getting a little bit of defense and a little bit of offense, and then just neither of them being able to really do anything to buy him time or get ahead. Maybe, but I feel like his defense should match up fairly well against Zach's offense, unless he's like just didn't draw dominance or something like that. But yeah. Yep. Got to play 154 just to get all of them, all 21. What are you playing, Luke, if you don't mind me asking? Okay, so like GOC Herod stuff. Okay. Sure. Well. Right, yeah. Yeah, just like let me know when I start doing something that I can't do right now. Yeah. Sweet. Right, yeah. Suppose, yeah, Luke might actually be able to benefit from it. No, it's Revelation, not Daniel, so I feel like Manuel has to send you a Daniel Michael. I think that the King's one, maybe. Manuel, do you have more King's Michaels or Times to Come Michaels? Nice. Kai was getting excited for lunch here, I bet. Well, I think it would probably just shift as in like you take Justin out, so then probably be what, Jay and E-Man, and then you and Luke, or did you guys? Yeah, because you guys didn't play already. Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. So then, so then it would be Jay and Luke, and then, or no, who has better differential between? So I think it would be. I mean, I mean, E-Man and Kai could play, and then Luke and Jay could play. Yep. Bye. I think it has to be Kai and E-Man, because E-Man and Jay already played. Yes. discovered that now you have to go and switch your deck back to, since you're not playing 100 cards or against 100 card deck. I'm already in. Already good to go to room 2? Okay. Alright, let's do this. Okie dokie. So yeah, I guess it was fine that I watched your game already, because I already have played against this deck before, so yeah. I think. Have I not played against you playing this deck? Oh. Well, okay, maybe not this exact deck. I've played against your Joshua Black decks, though. Yeah. Oh, so you used to have gray in there. Oh yeah, like Daenerys and yeah. Sure. Yeah, I was kind of curious on like, oh, how's he gonna deal with Michael after, Kai put down Michael Chief Prince. I was like, I feel like all of his enhancements are probably gray and black. Right, yeah. Yeah, I was like, because he's actually playing, Michael Chief Prince instead of Michael the Guardian, so I was like, that's the... Right, yeah. Yeah, I think in general, Michael the Guardian is better just because there's more mono brigade defenses going around, but I think, yeah. Yeah, but in that particular matchup, Chief Prince was good. I got a 3. Hey. You just had to play against the other guy who doesn't win die rolls. We had our local, or like a local Minnesota tournament a couple weekends ago, and we played 4 rounds of Type 1, and I did not win any of the die rolls. All right, let's do it. You as well. No. Was hoping for just the hopper. Second day. Alright. Interesting. Sure, I'll use the star ability. John. Top deck a good dominant. Let's do that one. Okay. I've got a hopper for you. This goes on top. Okay. Alrighty. Put down an artifact. And Yeah, I think I'll just go right to battle. That's good with you. Unfortunately, I don't have a way to get the crowd's choice off the top before battle, so we'll just do John. We'll show you a 3 woes to toss the next, and I will draw 2. Then the question is, do I want to play the crowd's choice where we have a chance to negate that? Nah, that's fine. What you got? Seems good. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. No shortage of souls here. Yep. Seems good. So now this is where I play my woes to negate the grumbled, the first one. Alright, your initiative, tossing the next. Yeah, the stricken, huh? Sure, yeah. Makes sense. Okay, so you're a 5/6. Tossing me for 5 makes me a 4/6. So it is stalemate. Um. Hmm. Question is, do you also have another evil enhancement? Yeah. Yeah, I think that's okay. I'll just pass. Okay. I should put a thing on him. I have 4/6 John, and I am at 8. Do I want to put anything else down? I don't think so. I'll pass turn. Yep. Mm-hmm. Sure. Got a Jadua, Crowd's Choice, Son of God, 3 Woes, Plunderers, Hypocrisy, Faith of Gideon, and Possessing Spirit. Yep, or withdraw if used by a Cloud Hero. Okay. Um. Hmm. 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 Yeah, I think that's fine. That's the first turn. Looks nice. I assume. I don't know. Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, go ahead. Okay. Um, hmm. Interesting. How many cards do you have in hand? Yeah. I think I will decline to block. You can have a token. Alright, draw 3. No stars, no souls. Let's do... which way do we go here? Hmm. That would be nice. If I draw, you can discard stuff. Area Pegasus protects from opponents, not just good cards, right? Oh, opponents get cards. Okay. Okay. Well, in that case, am I gonna draw anyway? I don't know. I'm gonna activate Book of the Law. Trying to figure out who I want to bounce here. I think I will bounce the Priest of Zeus. And then... yeah, I think I'm gonna go to battle if that's good with you. You got it. Okay. It's not awesome. How much do I care about books? The question. Right, yeah. And if I really just had like any other card there, that would be cool. Alright, let's go ahead and go to battle still then. I'm going to attack with John, reveal 3 woes, and I will, or to toss the next, and I will draw 2. Yep. Lots of stuff. Yep. Do I care about that? No. Alright, John will die. Alright, put down another artifact, this time face down. Let's do... let's see, did you say your woes was good or evil? Okay. I'm going to put down Possessing Spirit, and we'll place it on... so we'll place it on your storehouse. And then let's do Jadua territory and that's fine. We'll put Defender of the Saints into play as well. And then I'll pass turn. Okay. Yeah, out of darkness. That one seems pretty good. Distressed, prosperity, lost souls, wicked, covet. Okay. Glory, and Second Coming. Yep. Okay. Right. Yeah, it's just that priest cannot be negated. Okay. Seems good. Uh-oh. No, I don't believe so. Yeah, you can just shuffle it in. You can just, I think you can just shuffle it in. It's not that big of a deal. Oh, are you missing something from your reserve then? Yeah, so you just swap the other card back into your reserve then? Or I guess, yeah, I don't know if it... No, okay. Okay. Yeah. Alright. Assume you didn't underdeck that with one of your, Lost Souls or something earlier. Yeah. Or, yeah, it was just or that, like, it wasn't in your deck to just be a floating card that you got to underdeck or something like that. But I guess because you switch it 1 for 1, it's, yeah. Okay. Yeah, I was thinking about it. Hmm. Yeah, I think I will play an Evil Woes and negate book. Seven. Sure. Yep. Mm-hmm. 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 What are the uh, numbers on Lord's army? Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I guess I can't do that. Okay. Um. Yeah. Yep. No block. Give you a token. Uh-huh. Alright, let's draw 3 and try to figure out if we can do something here. No search punishing that I can see, so let's do Peter's star ability, play a Meek Disciple from deck. Let's go get Matthew. And then upkeep, woes will... Let's negate... Yeah, I guess just be safe. We'll keep it on book. And then I will put down Den of Thieves. Let's see. So you negated Possessing Spirit, and when he reactivates, does he renegate Storehouse? Okay. Yeah. Okay, you're asking there. I'll ping Derek too, see what he... Yeah, I did. So in October, let's see. Yeah, he said if there's no interrupt negate, I think. Wait. Yeah, the placement. And then interrupt and prevent, yeah. Ability flickering via condition. The latter can be interpreted as a fresh activation rather than right. Oh. Huh. I think we treat unity as a condition, so there's a flicker in the negate, but if whatever the deceiver exchanges for is gospel, possessing spirit re-interrupts afterwards. So, yeah, that would be flickering the unity condition rather than turning off or on and off the negate. There you pinging Derek. There, yeah, I just pinged him over DM, but yeah, I mean, it might make sense to do that too. Right. Yeah, I don't know. I think there was something a little more recently about like distressed flickering, because I imagine that would be kind of the same. It sounds like if I didn't have unity and then remet unity, then it would turn back on the negate. But I don't know about negating, because that's a condition rather than the right. Um, maybe, yeah, if, well, and then on the other hand here, Jay ruled that, okay, so trusted politicians in play, and then distressed is down. Trusted politicians is negated if they use an artifact to negate distressed, and then later on, when distressed is no longer negated, then distrusted politicians turn back on, or is trusted politicians active, or is it negated by distressed? And Jay ruled that it was active. Which would imply that I think possessing spirit would not renegate. Trusted politicians would be active. Yeah, because only the ongoing prevent of distressed reactivates, I think, is the reasoning. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, it seems like there are different answers. Or like, I think what Marcus said in response to John's question about possessing was maybe more about the unity, but he also said, like, in the past he had ruled that the negate would turn back on and be prevented. Okay, well, I think, yeah, it's fairly relevant, I guess. Where's Derek? What are you doing, man? Just leaving us to fend for ourselves here? Well, it was played in the current battle. That was the... It was activated on cards in the current battle, so I think when it was activated, it was currently in battle, but I don't know. Let's see. Tenants Bandit, or... Yeah. So... So the last sentence that Marcus, or what you quoted from Marcus there, I think is the relevant part, that in an interrupted battle doesn't bring it back into play, so you'd have to interrupt the battle and remove it from hand or use a negate last. So because it was played in the current battle, you can interrupt it. If it was played in a side battle or something outside of battle, then you would not be able to. But because it was a card played in the current battle, then... Oh, okay. Yeah. Sure. Yeah. Yeah. I'd see where it's a little bit confusing, but that's what Marcus's what he had said there was what I interpreted as. So I think what you could have done. Now you man needs a judge too. Like, I don't think you actually needed to play Tenants again there. I think you still, like, I think in that case he played Faith Unbowed, and then I think I think you still get the discard after Faith Unbowed. Because, well, because, right. Yeah, so the thing is where if the enhancement moves locations. So in that case, if Tenants was still in battle, you withdraw the evil character's Tenants is discarded by game rule, and it can't finish its ability because it uh, moved, right? But then in this case, you would need something that like interrupt the battle and then play First Sacrifice or Teaching in Parables or something to preserve Tenants from your hand or. All right. At this point, I guess we'll just go with what it seems like people were saying that possessing, it would only be the prevent that's ongoing, and so I think Storehouse is not on. Yeah, we'll go from when I pinged Derek, which was 13 minutes ago. Yes, yeah, we'll just go with that unless Derek pops in and says otherwise. Okay. Yes, I think so. Yep. Yeah, prep phase, yep. I mean, it might not be. It kind of changes what artifact I want to activate here. I guess I could just do that. Yeah, I don't even know. All right, let's do it this way. New Covenant is going up. I will take Jalitha Kum from my reserve. Yeah, interrupt the battle. I can resurrect a Gospel Human Hero and ban up to 5 Gospel Heroes. And then I will play a good Crowd's Choice. Go to deck for... Let's grab the Angel of the Winds. And then I will go to battle, if that's cool with you. Okay, let's do... I guess that could be bad if you get that, but oh well. Yeah, let's do Angel of the Winds. I will exchange to Zacchaeus. And I will choose... I'm gonna choose. That just seems wasteful if I do that. Yeah, let's be greedy. I'll choose Foreign Wives to block. Yep. Is it my initiative? Sure, go ahead. Yes, that makes you... okay. I guess... a little unfortunate. Play Awesome Things... Or, sorry, not Awesome Things. Ride on Victoriously. To... Yeah. Let's just... add Peter the Rock to battle. Yep. I suppose. Alright, cool. Neat. Okay. Yeah, with that, I will pass turn. Cool. Boo. Okay. Mm-hmm. Seven. Sort of. It was just about, like, if, so Possessing Spirit was placed on his storehouse. If he goes into battle and negates Possessing Spirit, does the interrupt turn back on from Possessing Spirit to turn off storehouse, or is it just the ongoing prevent that turns back on and the storehouse and other good cards are still working? Yeah, we just play it as if it only reactivates the prevent, so we'll just keep going like that for now, but if you find that it's different, then we can know that it's different going forward. Oh, and we did deliberate for 13 minutes. I don't know if that's if that'll be relevant or not, but just so you're aware. Yeah. Right. That was 13 minutes between when I messaged you first to when we decided to just keep going. It's I guess it'd be up to your discretion. I'm just letting you know what we did. Uh, well, it was kind of based on like, okay, if his hand's protected, I make this play. If it's not, then I make the other play. Uh, it was 13 minutes after we initially messaged you. Yep, that we decided to give up on waiting for you. So, oh, all good. Okay, yeah, I doubt it'll make a difference, but yeah, yeah. Oh, well then maybe it'll make a difference. I went first, I think. Yeah. See where we're at. Sure. All good. Yeah. Okay. Oh. Okay. All right. Well. Yeah, I guess that's yeah. Hmm. I think I should have waited like 2 more seconds before I said good to go to battle. um, I'm just going to Son of God, your lost souls. Oh wait, yeah, that too. Okay. And then yeah, there's no reason to do that. Okay, yep, here you go. Well, I'll do 2-star abilities. And say good game. That's true, yeah. Well, I suppose just in case it matters. I will, sure, well, teaching him, I'm gonna reserve the top card of my deck. I just felt like it wasn't Second Coming. And then I'll, do I play a Lost Soul from my deck? Let's see. Technically, sure. This was the top 2, so it wasn't in there. All right. We'll just do Distressed. Yeah, we're done. Yep. 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 I think that was just nothing really. Had Judean mediums. Yep. I had Faith of Gideon, which couldn't really set up anything. Yeah, despite having, 5 dominance, I just couldn't really do anything. I think I should have recognized that, you're probably going to restrict dominance on the attack on the second turn there, so I should have just played Crowd's Choice to get Prince before you attacked. And then on that last turn, I should have just played Falling Away to underdeck your captain before you attacked. So you didn't get to draw. But I don't know. Did you draw into Son of God or Second Coming, or did you already have them? Okay. So, could have bought me a turn, I guess, but... Oh, yeah. Oh, so it might have ended up at the bottom. Yeah, we were... Yeah, I don't think it was going to actually, win me the turn, I think. Or win me the game. I think it was just kind of giving me a shot to get a couple more cards, and maybe see if I could rescue a Lost Soul or 2 more. But yeah, that was a very awkward draw in the beginning, just having John as my only really even reasonable attack. Yeah, if I had just had a Prosperity or something to draw the dominant that I top decked, or draw Crowd's Choice, it would have been good. But yeah, right. Yep. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe Resurrection was supposed to go in here over Falling Away, but felt like because I had to choose the blocker stuff, and Falling Away would be a little better. Yeah. Yeah, I just figured since like I wasn't quite all in on gospel stuff, then it had a chance of just not being good. But Judas technically, but he's more for defense. Um, but yeah, so then yeah, those dudes, and then Angel from the Sun and Angel of the Winds, or Akeem and Eliud are technically gospel as well. But yeah, yeah. I mean, with like if you've got Feast of Booths or Jadua doing some banishing, then it's actually not too bad to bring him in. And then Eliud is good to bring in if you have Zerubbabel out. But yeah, I think first game was a pretty good start, but I guess I had a way to Matthew to draw 3, so that's usually good. But yeah, in this one I don't know. I thought about like what other enhancements did you have off of Herdsman when you tossed Stricken, if any? Okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I think I was like I had crowd's choice, so I could have gone like if I had had another hero or two that like would have actually been good. Like I could have just gone for New Covenant and played it to band in. Hope you didn't have the Scattered Sheep, but at least that would have like given me some card advantage because I feel like that was kind of the problem is that I just wasn't drawing any of my draw pieces except for John, who's not really supposed to be going in by himself. Right. Yeah. Yep, toss and draw. Yeah. Yeah, I think I don't know, it was one of those it's one of those offenses where I feel like it's good against a lot of the smaller defenses that people are playing, but I'm kind of curious like to hear how yours and Justin's game went because like I was a little surprised that I guess you guys pretty much went to time, so that's not surprising I guess, but just the fact that you were able to get through eventually. Mm, sure. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah. Mm. Mm. Oh, sure. Yeah. Mm. Oh, sure. Oh, sure. So you could still play gold. Yeah. 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 That's kind of how I felt of where, I could have maybe done something on that first turn, but I figured it was better just to not let you draw with stone carriers to captain. So yeah, yeah. I don't know. I mean, I was going back and forth on whether or not to play woes on Promised Land to get my plunderers back, and I don't know. Maybe that would have been good because I think plunderers plus amazing faith or plus hypocrisy, you pretty much need amazing faith to stop it. But I mean, at least in that on that turn, you could have just done stone carriers to captain, negate plunderers, and then have any. Right. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I think yeah, I can kind of see the argument either way of if I decide not to play woes right away, then just putting it down so that I can't woes get it back later. But yeah, right. Yeah, yeah, yep, yeah, right. Yeah, I mean the problem was though that like I was going back and forth between choosing him and Foreign Wives, but I mean he's not a bad character to have in your territory to be forced to block with just because of the prevent next. Yeah. Well, and that was the thing. Like I had Humble, but actually it doesn't work because Humble says opponent's cards. So because Plunderers was mine, it would actually still prevent my enhancement. So no, I mean that's I kind of like those sort of things. I mean, like it's not super intuitive, so that can be tricky. That people might not think about that, but I kind of like those little nuances or whatever. Like if you're, I guess it's better for people who are taking their opponent's cards, but also if you are given one of your opponent's cards to choose or something like that. Uh, yeah, yeah. I mean, probably should be more like Foreign Wives, though, where I think it says cards used by opponent. Or maybe, I think maybe Foreign Wives just says protect from opponents, which means cards used by opponents. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it sounds like I could have gotten away with it against you, so. Yeah, it's one of those sneaky things, I guess. I would have, yeah, like if I had had, Prince or something, then I could have, like, started doing the Faith of Gideon, side battle shenanigans, but yeah, never. Yeah, never like having Faith of Gideon in the opening hand is kind of awkward when your only evil character to choose with it is Judean mediums. Yeah, yeah, I think in the Foreign Wives turn too. Like I did have Crowd's Choice that I could have gone to Zacchaeus and just choose possessing at that point, but I was like, I really need to just try to generate value or like get cards. So I was like, I'm just gonna send out John, draw a couple cards, and try to save Crowd's Choice for a block. But then I forgot to play it before you attacked anyway, so did not work out. Yeah, right. Yeah, especially with Promised Land, since you can't take their dominance, but you can take their other stuff and then just restrict their dominance, and it's just as good. Um, yeah, I think that's one of the things I was like, well, that's going to be good against Justin, but also he's playing, I think, two copies of Heyman, so like I feel like Heyman would have been kind of the determining factor in that game. Like if he was able to get one to negate your dudes and find a Heyman's plot to just start, you know, taking your offense apart, then that would be good. But right, yeah, yeah, yep. So all right, well, I guess we should head back and see if the other guys finished up here. I'm guessing somebody jumped in front of me for a second. So all right. What up? Did you get him, Luke, or did Luke leave already? Nice. And Lazarus seems to have that effect occasionally. Mm. Yeah, no, Herod's Temple wouldn't work against that for Angel. But yeah. Nice, nice. Yeah, I assume that means that Jay jumps me for second place then. Uh, oh, are they not done yet? Oh yeah, okay. So yeah, if E-Man wins, then no, then I guess it is a little bit awkward because I beat E-Man and he beat you, but you and I didn't play. So then it just comes down to differential. So then it just hmm. I wish you had played him too. What do we have here? Let's see. I think I need a first animal still. Oh, yeah, yeah. Yeah, we'll do a... What's that? Oh, good. Sweet. Zach needs a Jadua. Yeah. Yeah. Well, and I got the head-to-head win though. Probably something like that. I'll send you your Michael back. How about that? What was I doing? Oh yeah, gotta go pay you for things. Ooh, sounds like E-Man gets second after all. No. Oh. Oh wait, hold on. Justin doesn't count here. I beat Justin. Also, Derek, nice shirt. I like it. I don't know. He'd have to get unlucky twice, which isn't isn't out of the question. But all right. Thanks everybody for watching. I'm gonna turn on my video here, turn it off here so they don't think I'm talking to them. But thanks everybody for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the tournament, and we will catch you all next time. All right, see you guys.